thing. It's all fake. It's all fake. Now, I knew this ahead of time. I know this about Peterbilts. But did you guys know it's all fake? We'll get 1 second. You see the smokestack? I got some black grime coming off of that already. The DEF. Okay, I got the smokestack. Goes into there. And goes into the regen DEF. Where's the other side smokestack? Let's take a look. It's over there. You see the smokestack on the other side there? It just ends. It's completely fake. Whole stack, completely fake. Not even this looks realistic here. Look, just ends. Ends over there. That's it. Completely fake. About Kenworth, you can always see you got smoke or hot fumes coming out of both stacks. In this, if you ever see the dash cam and a shadow of the stacks in front of us, you'll see only the passenger side has the hot vapors coming out. So blue mist is fake, at least partially fake. And so are almost all Peterbilts out there that have 2 stacks. Most of them, one side's fake. Some of them, both sides are fake, and the exhaust actually goes underneath the truck and comes out down here and is blowing down toward the ground. All right, we are in Castlegar here, Interfor Lumber. Gonna get unloaded here. We're gonna pull down there. Got our dunnage over there. But first, this video is brought to you by Trapline Transport, serving BC to Quebec, Canada with regional and long-haul Super B flat deck freight. With Trapline's experienced team, you can expect fast, efficient, and honest service. Our team will transport your valuable products across Western Canada with the skill and experience you can expect and can count on. At Trapline, we are committed to you, our customer, building loyalty and long-term partnerships. We want you to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels where we will update you through each process from arranging a shipment to delivery at your door. Trapline understands that providing exceptional customer service is critical to building strong, long-lasting relationships with our customers. Let's head over to traplinetransport.ca and get a free quote right now. All right, let's go head down the hill and hopefully we get unloaded lickety-split and see where we're going after that. Parked on the only little dusty area there was over here. Spent the night right on their property. Don't ba-bing me. We're all good. This truck, it seems to get alerts showing up on the screen way too early. It starts binging at me when the air pressure is below 90 psi. It shouldn't start binging to me until it's like down to 60, right? The safety margins on this truck are just very, very, very conservative. Welcome to Interfor Castlegar. Come here every now and then with Trapline. See what kind of mood they're in today. Interfor, you never know. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're a little grumpy. I can never figure out why. Are they grumpy to everybody? Or did I do something to anger them? Or did our company do something to anger them? But usually it's okay. But every now and then it's just like, what did I do wrong? It's just this very, very negative vibe. And if I did something wrong, I sure would love it if they would tell me so I could do it right next time. Okay, jump out and use that radio there since I don't have a radio in the truck yet. Problem is the radio speaker is so loud, can't understand. And it says do not touch, but I really want to turn it down. Trapline transport here for delivery of dunnage and lath.
Good morning. If you'd like to pull on the second pad, please, and start unstrapping, and I'll get to you as soon as I can.
10-4, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, they're friendly today. That's nice when they're friendly. Life is better when life is good. Pad 2, start unstrapping, and I'll get to you when I can. Which means it'll take a while. It doesn't look like it should take a while. Unless another truck is coming in and they have priority over me. I love how they always say pad 2, but there's nothing numbering pad 1 and pad 2. So pad 2 you just assume is the second pad you see, right? They used to say old pad and new pad. And this is the old pad and that's the new pad, I think. And that was confusing as heck. It's like, if you want truckers to go to the right spot, you guys need to sign and label things nice and clear. All right, we'll unstrap this sucker. Some of these, every other hook, winch and hook alternates from side to side. So sometimes I have to throw the strap from this side instead of the other side, which is positive and a negative. I don't know, how do you guys prefer? Hooks on every single, or all the hooks on one side and all the winches on one side, or alternating? I know I find the alternating a bit annoying, but also sometimes you have a load you want to pull in two different directions so it doesn't pull off the side of the trailer. Then the alternating is quite nice. Whenever I'm rolling up straps, the whole time I am checking to make sure the strap is still good and doesn't need to be thrown out. It's still a safe strap. Some of these straps are getting on the older side, so, but it's close. Close to be tossed. Hold up. We got a tear all the way, it's got to be 6 inches long along the strap. Okay, we'll toss this one too. Tag teaming me. That's weird. Why would you take the top two off? Super weird.
Nature is stopped at the county line.
Yes.
She doesn't make her way.
All right. I was hoping we were going to unload down on the other end. The last time I shot video here, I was hoping the same thing. It seems like every time I turn the video cameras on, I don't go to the other end to unload. If I leave them off, then I go to the other end. So maybe next time I come here, I'll turn them on again so you guys get to actually see the mill. I'll keep trying until we catch the whole mill. But this is still interesting too. Clean the deck, which I haven't done yet. Always do that before leaving, but when they have a nice paved pad, and if there's a better place to pull over to clean, the deck, I'll do that. As long as it's clean before I'm on the highway. Okay, I'm gonna clean the deck here, and then I'm gonna, because of the harsh lighting right now, I'll catch up with you guys further down the road when we're not driving directly into the sun. We're gonna go to Porcupine, load and tarp that, and then we'll continue after that with the videos. Okay, green light. We are at the Facure ferry landing, Needles Ferry. Get some cars to the sides before I block them all in. Okay, now let's see where he wants me. Kind of balance the weight of the boat, right? For tourist season, it's actually going to be a fairly empty ferry. It's going to be like an 8-minute ferry ride. It'll be quick and easy. There we go. It's a cable ferry. You got the cable on the sides, and they're just guides. They're going over those pulleys, and they just have a guide on both sides, and then you got a power cable in the center. So 3 cables. Kind of hard to tell, but there's a cable, a drive system in the center that pulls the center cable. Got our anchor here on this side. And how the blazes is that cable dry? I don't understand how that cable looks dry when clearly it just got pulled out of the water. I don't get it. It looks rusty dry. Yeah, this side looks dry too. It clearly is coming from under the water, but it looks dry. And like I said, it's only gonna be a few minutes because it's a very short, very narrow section of the lake, so. That is our boat launch on the other side. Over here, the cable, you can actually see water dripping off of it. So it looks wet on this side. But apparently by the time it's made it to the other end of the boat, it looks dry. Hard to beat views like this. Very hard to beat views like this. It is a free ferry. I always get people in the comments going, there's no such thing as a free ferry. Well, there is no boarding pass, there is no booths. You just line up, first come, first serve. Motorcycles don't get to go ahead of the line. First come, first serve. Other than animals, if you're transporting cows or horses or pigs, you'll get faster service if you have to wait more than one sailing. But it's paid by our transport system, so our taxpayer dollars pay for these ferries. So that, like I said, they're not free. Taxpayers pay for them, but if you're a tourist, they are literally free for tourists. If you're a BC resident, your taxes are paying for this. Got a bit of a log yard over here. Every now and then you see logs getting dumped. A logging truck drives by and they just get dumped right off the logging truck, pushed into the lake, and then they get floated all the way down to Castlegar. Have a good day. The ramp is going down. You guys can't have poutine without me, come on. The truck do all its self-tests. Quite the gap there. I mean, not the gap in vehicles, but a gap between the ramp and the ferry. All right, I'm gonna leave in auto mode. This is a super hard climb. Now, we've had to climb in third gear because the transmission didn't know what to do. And this is a max weight load, actually a hair over max. And this time it's actually, oh, this transmission is so good. So good. It is an Eaton's transmission. I was wrong about that. It is a Endurant transmission. I didn't realize an Endurant is an Eaton, the new Eaton transmission. Oh, this is so good. Oh man, I'm so impressed with this transmission. Eaton has come a long way with the automated manual transmissions. here this fast before. So I've been manually shifting and it wouldn't let me upshift manually. We're in 9th gear already. And that's fourth gear direct in a manual, so. Very impressed with this new truck. Especially the shifting. This trailer needs some work. But the truck is great. The trailer's going to get some work at the end of this week. I think on Friday. Whew, it is hot. 39 degrees Celsius. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Today morning we unloaded, you guys saw me unload at Inderfor, drove over Bombay, loaded at Porcupine Lumber, which is north of Salmo, but I was hoping to get up this way before the sun was this far. We are kind of driving into the sun still a little bit because I got delayed by 2 hours. Because after I loaded, I saw there was a message on my phone that said, "Call me before you leave." So okay, called. He goes, "Did you see a really old set of trailers in the yard?" I'm like, "I did." He goes, "Those trailers are ours and they no longer want them in the yard. They're basically just scrap steel, very, very old scrap steel trailers. Could you hook onto those trailers and move them to the Summit Sutco yard, and they're gonna scrap them as scrap steel. I guess Scrap King or someone's gonna scrap them." I'm like, sure. It's literally just driving across a highway to the other side, right? Yeah, easier said than done. I'm like, that would be fast and quick and easy. 2 hours later. Trying to get the brakes to unlock on those things. They've been sitting in a yard for months and not moved. It's literally trees growing out of the dirt on the trailers or on the rail and stuff. It's like wherever there was dirt, there was plants growing. So finally, after screwing around for half an hour or so, I called for help and they sent a tech from across the street. And he helped me, but didn't have to cage any brakes. He just goes, "These are garbage trailers anyway, so be violent with them. Try to break the brakes loose." So, and the pup and lead were separate, so I had to first get the lead unlocked. I would back up and put so much pressure on the axles on the back that the rear axle was up in the air. And then let it slam down. He goes, "Let it slam. See if it'll break loose." And then all but one broke loose. And I'm like, I'm just going to drag it and hook into the pup and see if any of the pup brakes are locked up. And sure enough, the pup brakes were locked up too. And as I was trying to unlock the pup brakes, because of the extra weight, now there was more friction, and I managed to unlock the front trailer brakes. So we were good there. Got the front trailer unlocked, and then we slammed around the pup a couple more times, and all of a sudden it unlocked too. And it's like, woohoo! Pulled in the yard. I'm like, "Where do you guys want me to park this?" He goes, "You might want to split the trailer and back up one at a time, because I'm going to get you to back way down there and park it down there." I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. If I had known how cool of a job I was going to do backing it up, I would have recorded video of that. pickups go by. It looks like two people, or two pickups in a row that might be traveling together. Highly suspect they're traveling together. Lots of nice people. You always run into people on the ferry that you can chat with, talk to. Especially during tourist season, people are there and experiencing. A lot of people are experiencing the ferry for the first time. So those people are usually more willing to talk than the people that drive it every day, and it's just part of their transport, part of their drive to and from work. There's a word for that. Just don't remember it. Commute. The word is commute. If you commute the ferry every day, it's probably a little more boring. What is the speed limit up here? Garmin says 90. Okay. A little cooler up here too than on the bottom, but it's still 35 degrees Celsius. It's a very, very hot day. Let's start slowing down here. Got a bit of a little steep descent here before we have to do more climbing. It's only a 7%, but it's got a corner in it too. Speed for that corner. We're doing 78. Got a slow and then a sign, so it's at least 90, 80, 70. So, oh, 60, yes. Okay, I need a little break. And it's not too fast, or it's not too slow. Set our cruise control. Beautiful flatland area, a little bit of a farming area here. The valley opens up a bit here before we have to climb up and over the Monarchies. I guess we are on the Monarchies right now. We've got another hard climb here. With it's actually, if you ever want to go on a beautiful motorcycle ride, I recommend Highway 6. Highly recommend Highway 6 from Vernon and go all the way to Castlegar. Beautiful ride, and I would recommend Vernon to Castlegar. Castlegar to Vernon is still beautiful, but Vernon to Castlegar, you're closer to the edge of the highway and you get the better views. More of the viewpoints are east and southbound than north and west. From South Salmo, you can actually go through Nelson and take a ferry over there as well. You could take the Needles Ferry to cross Upper Arrow Lake. Then you could travel along travel along Salmo Lake, which has got some beautiful viewpoints. And then you could travel across Kootenay Lake on a ferry, which has a super cool old creaky ferry ramp. Cross Kootenay Lake all the way down to Creston. In fact, if you wanted to go from Vancouver to Lethbridge, or that direction. If you want to travel Highway 3, but you want to take the most scenic route, I would say take Vancouver all the way to Osoyoos on Highway 3. And then from Osoyoos, head north all the way to Vernon. So you've done the Okanagan and experienced that. From Vernon, come on over to Nakusp, and then south to South Salmo. Nakusp. And then end up in Nelson, British Columbia. And then from Nelson, you take the ferry. Balfour Ferry over Kootenay Lake, all the way back down to Creston, and then you're back on Highway 3. If you've got a bunch of spare time and you want to travel the most scenic route, be the way to do it. In Osoyoos though, climb Anarchist Hill and then do a U-turn at the viewpoint and drive back down to Osoyoos and then go northbound and Okanagan Lake. Get the viewpoint in. All the interior ferries are free. The ferries on saltwater are not free. So freshwater ferries, free. Saltwater ferries, not free. Saltwater ferries, very expensive. Continue climbing. Temperatures was very slowly dropping. We're at 34 degrees Celsius. 34 is still very hot though. Got some awesome little switchbacks coming up. Really carved corners. There's actually a one-lane bridge coming up as well. Not a lot of those left in the BC highway system, but there's still a few. West of Lillooet has a few one-lane bridges. Lillooet to Pemberton. And here's a one-lane bridge, but there's not a lot of one-lane bridges left in the province. Here we're doing really steep grades. This has got to be 8% grade here. I don't believe the GPS. It says 17%. It's not. There's no. GPS says 16-15% grade. That's not right. That can't be right. Someone told me 11% grade. I might believe them. Alright, GPS has calmed down a bit. And now it's saying 8 to 9% grade. That's more like it. 7%. 6%. 5%. Yeah. Garmin was just a little confused there for a second. Maybe it took a little bit to synchronize when I hit the button. 3%. 2%. 1%. BC Park, British Columbia Park. Man, it's just so hot, my feet are just sweating. Bet you my socks are wet. Definitely one of the hottest days we've had this year so far. Days are starting to get shorter though. Passing lane ends, that's when the real carving of corner starts. It's funny, I call Highway 33 boring because there's no radio, no cell service. This highway, I guess, could be considered boring too, because you get no radio, no cell service. Trees have really filled in. Still very green here. I know it looks all very green, but it's very brittle. Just says forest fires are popping up all over the place, so I've got to the point where I tell Jess, hey, I'm taking this route. Am I safe for forest fires? There's a couple of routes right now that are not safe for forest fires. None of them are burning extremely fast right now, but there's definitely a few fires burning. It still feels so weird without a hood. I mean, my visibility is way better. I bet you when we get to Vancouver, I'll be able to see those cars I want to merge in front of me. Safety-wise, it's going to be better. Taken me a while to get the fifth wheel to exactly the right spot on this truck, and I think I have it this time. I'm not going to move it. If I have to move it, I'm going to paint where it is right now. Just take some yellow spray paint and put a tab by the fifth wheel. Exactly where I have it right now. Because I think as far as weight, at first I had it too far back. Was not enough weight on the steers, and then I had it too far forward where there was too much weight on the steers. So I think I have it in a spot where the steers will be, when I get a max weight load, the steers will also be max weight. I know on the Kenworth I painted the lines where that was. On the fifth wheel. That way, if I need to stretch it out for an oversized load, I could put it back in this perfect position. I still struggle moving the fifth wheel back and forth. For some reason, when I click the button to unlock the fifth wheel, one of the pins isn't releasing. First try anyway. 80 kilometers an hour. Actually, we're doing an impressive 61 kilometers an hour. I feel like more of the 500 and what is it? 500. What are my horsepower? 565? I think that's it, 565 horse. I feel like more of those horses are being transferred to the ground. More, if that's just the transmission shifting better, I'm not sure. Woo, bouncy. This road's definitely gotten worse since the last time I've been on it. Here's that one-lane bridge. Can't remember who yields. Do they yield or do I yield? Don't see anyone coming. I yield. Don't see anyone. Whew. Trailer sure is close to that corner. The bridge is fairly wide, but with a curve, you run out of space pretty quick. And earlier I said this is a tarp load. Luckily, when the boss called and asked me to move those trailers, he told me I didn't have to tarp this load, and I'm like, yes! Best news ever. Come on, washer fluid. There we go. Get some of those bugs off. Yeah, and this truck is significantly lighter than the Kenworth. I could load a whole extra pallet or lift of lumber, a whole 12-foot extra lift of lumber on these trailers because this Pete is that much lighter than the Kenworth. Empty weight on the drives with the trailers attached is only like 5,000 kilograms. I don't remember what it was for the Kenworth, but it was more than that. This is already a super long video. We'll call it here once we get through this little community here, past the old log cabin. Still have questions about that log cabin. Why is the log cabin halfway under dirt? When they built this road, did they fill it in? Had a lot of history happened up here during the gold rush days. But thank you guys so much for supporting me. Really appreciate the monetary support as well. All you guys that have donated on coffee, which is a direct e-transfer from your bank account to my bank account, or get a whole bunch of charges, just a small little fee for the transfer through Ko-fi. Buy us a tea and some cookies. Have you nom 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 today? I've only had one cookie today. It was an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie for breakfast. It's oatmeal. It's oatmeal, so it's okay to have cookies for breakfast when they're oatmeal. It's healthy. Right? Right? Come on, guys. You're on my side, right? And then, of course, everybody that's become a member, and anyone that's done super chats, anyone that's a member or has donated on coffee, get to see a bunch of videos early. Sometimes videos that only you guys get to see, but definitely a week or 2 weeks early. But mostly the perks are there, just you guys are supporting me. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you guys send me your address, I'll send you a sticker too. I've got a brand new sticker in the mail. I'll show that to you guys next week. What the new sticker is, and if you're a member or a coffee supporter and I have your address, I will send you a sticker. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I really, really appreciate that. We haven't got up to the log cabin yet. I thought we were closer than we are. I thought after I gave that little speech, the credits would have rolled and we can just call it a day. But we're not there. Well, we'll hold on. We're going to make it to the cabin. We're going to make it to the cabin. 3-hour video. Man, I was excited. Remember 2 weeks ago? For 2 weeks? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, the 100 miles into the middle of a rainforest or deep in the forest, BC forest, Canadian forest. Can't remember what the title was. 100 miles deep into Canadian forest. That video got way more views than normal, like 400% more views than normal. That was awesome. If all my videos did that, I could make a living off of just the videos. We could go full-time RVing and just make a living off of those videos. Hey, that bike had a GoPro or a action cam, either some GoPro type of camera on the handlebars. And they were sure cooking down. I hope they have good brakes on that bike. This would be so much fun on a motorcycle. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Gotta be close to that cabin. I don't really need to slow down. The motorcycle just did a U-turn. I bet you that's their buddy. Yep, just did a U-turn again. One lane highway up here. Oh, they're gonna send us first, okay. The excavator was crossing the road, so they had to close it. Oh boy. Boy, you boy. That's some tight corridors. Yeah, that's narrow. That's super, super, super narrow. Look, there's the cabin. You see how the cabin is almost buried to its roof in dirt and rock, and inside you can still get in deeper, but I always wonder what's up with that cabin. Oh, there's a deer crossing the road way ahead. Also have a pickup behind us. That deer is still there in the shadows. Don't come back this way, okay? You good? Yeah, it's further in the forest. Okay, we're good. Okay, see if this guy passes us here somewhere. Don't want to honk at him. We'll end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Super appreciate you guys. If you guys made it all the way to the air horn, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I am out of here. You guys absolutely rock. Now there's cars coming.